Hi there, I'm John Lester. I'm the CEO and co-owner of Cerule. I was originally born and grew up in Johannesburg, South Africa, but for the last 17 years I've called Vancouver in Canada my home.
G'day, I'm Andy Goodwin, native New Zealander from down under, but now living in California for the last 5 years, Chief Sales and Marketing Officer and co-owner of Cerule. Nice to meet you. So I started my career in the industry, I was 24, and I joined a company. It was a cosmetics company, Party Plan, and I was going to be the South Island sales manager, but they made me, before I could get started doing that, learn what happened in the field. So I had to go out and build a team. So I had to go out at 24 and host parties and do cosmetics applications and recruit people and travel the country doing that, and build a successful team that they ultimately used as a prize for other members of the network. And then I got to go and be the South Island sales manager. But from there, I went on to become the National Sales and Marketing Manager for the whole country. And from there, at age 29, they transferred me to Managing Director of the UK, Ireland and Netherlands business. So I moved from New Zealand to London, lived there 14 years, and it was quite a wild ride. I worked for 2 years as the European Marketing Director for Herbalife. And from there I went on and lived in Russia for a year, restructuring a Russian MLM company. And from there, man, it's a long time in this industry, but from there I went on and became part of a three-man team that bought another company. We spent 25 million pounds sterling buying another company that was broken. We fixed it in 2001 and then sold it successfully in 2004. That enabled me to do a number of my personal real estate ventures where I bought and sold houses, and now have quite a collection of those around the world. From there I went on and became the VP of another company and invested in this company in 2005. And we built this company into a substantial business over the course of 10 years to 50 countries around the world, 100 million turnover. And in 2016, I moved on and joined Cerule.
My background is a little different to Andy's, although that said, I like to say I grew up in a network marketing adjacent family because my dad was involved in the industry on the corporate side for as long as I can remember, ever since I was a child. After graduating law school in Johannesburg, I decided not to pursue a career in law, but to rather pursue a career in business. To that end, I later went and completed an MBA at an Australian university, specialising in international business development. My very first job, however, was in Johannesburg, and it was in a network marketing company. A company that I joined who were expanding quite rapidly, and I joined their international expansion team, where we added, I think, 8 or 9 markets internationally in a space of about 3 years. After that, I joined a very, very large Japanese company, Mitsubishi Corporation, where I worked for 13, almost 14 years, and had the privilege and opportunity of working in a variety of business units, exposed to many different industries, from a huge aluminium smelter we built in Mozambique, where we invested more than $400 million, to the acquisition of Mitsubishi Motors from Daimler Chrysler, to eventually being the general manager of their operations in sub-Saharan Africa and sitting on their private equity investment board, where we ran a $400 million private equity fund focused on the burgeoning tech sector at that time. In 2007, I moved with my family from Johannesburg to Vancouver in Canada, where I joined a specialty trading firm that was struggling as the world financial crisis was arriving, and I was appointed to head that business through a restructuring process so that they could come out the other side of the financial crisis strong and healthy, as they continue to be today. In 2009, I was fortunate enough to join a business and meet my friend and business partner, Andy, and we worked there together from 2009 through 2016. Andy looking after our global sales and marketing effort, me looking after our operations, and we grew that company very, very quickly over the first couple of years to more than 50 markets and 100 million odd in sales. And then again, we had the opportunity in 2016 to again join forces and work together right here at Cerule.
What do I do when I'm not working? Well, obviously, first priority is my family. But for personal enjoyment, I'm a huge fan of the sea. I'm a qualified ocean-going skipper, and I've done many bareboat charters around the world, in the British Virgin Islands a few times, Greek Islands 3 times, Balearic Islands. I've sailed the Auckland to Suva race. I'm a yacht club member here, and they use me as a race captain for Thursday night racing on various boats. And that's my real passion, is being on the sea, be it fishing or diving. I absolutely adore. I'm a certified rescue diver, over 800 dives, and I really enjoy on top of the ocean and under the ocean. Because of my love for navigation, I also am halfway through being a private pilot. So now qualified at solo level and currently doing my solo circuits and solo navigation. So lots of fun. Even been known to do skydiving as well, but that's the least favourable pursuit that I have right now. But in general, love being out on the water, love being at sea, and love playing golf. Absolutely have a huge love-hate relationship with golf. Some days I love it, other days I don't. But I guess that's life.
When I'm not working, I suffer from a lifelong addiction to primarily motorsport. The easiest way to make a small fortune is to start with a big fortune and then go race cars. But for the longest time, I competed in a variety of different motorsports categories at most national championship level, from karting to rally raid to track racing. It was and always has been an abiding passion. While I no longer participate in motorsport actively anymore, I do kind of live vicariously through both my motorcycles, which I enjoy riding in summer, and then being a painfully addicted Formula One fan and a fan of Ferrari, which makes it very, very difficult indeed. Being a good Canuck, I also have become an ice hockey addict, and so I get out to games just as often as I can. And like Andy, I enjoy playing golf. I don't love playing golf. I'm not as good at playing golf as he is, and it shows. But I am privileged to be the father of 2 kids who have kept me busy for the longest time, but are now spreading their wings. My son's at business school. He is a good golfer. And my daughter is a magician of some global acclaim. Well, we've had the opportunity to travel the world, have some truly extraordinary experiences, and meet some remarkable people. But the one thing that we see time and time again all over the world is that the majority of people are not able to provide financial stability for their family and are not able to live that dream life that they so desire. There are a lot of reasons for this. Born to the wrong family, born in the wrong town, didn't get into the right school, had a bit of bad luck, a whole variety of reasons for people who just didn't get the right breaks.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. When we started Cerule, we wanted to create the ultimate level playing field. Now, if you come to Cerule, we don't ask you for your credit score, a resume, a GPA, a work history. All that stuff tells us where you've been, but it doesn't tell us where you're going. If you show up at Cerule with a dream and a work ethic, we can create a success plan for you. Depends who you ask that question to. My wife would say I'm too involved. But when you're passionate about something, it demands your attention. And so much so that I moved my family from New Zealand, the wife, the kids, the dog, to the USA, so that I could be here in headquarters, in the office, every day with the team, making sure that our dreams and our hopes for everyone associated with Cerule were fulfilled. And John and I we have very different roles in the company, but we also do a lot of things together. So it's always fun to do new product development and international expansion. But for me, this is what keeps me awake at night. I'm constantly challenging myself to try and think of what we can do different, what we can do better. And I'm constantly challenging our team. We've got an incredible team that we work with here. And I'm constantly saying, okay guys, what can we do better? How can we make it easier? How can we make it simpler? And I'm involved every single day from dawn till dusk thinking about this thing because it's my life. And I'm absolutely passionate about what our products do, how it impacts everybody that takes our products around the world. And I love hearing the testimonies of people that have not only changed their health, but that person that's got a check for the first time or has achieved a new rank or is qualified to go to Hawaii, that's what gives me fuel to be able to bring this opportunity to change the health and wealth of people all around the world. I see the joy on their faces, I hear it in their voices, and it's what fuels me to do more of it. And Jono's responsible for making sure we pay the checks, and we do that religiously every single week, every single month.
Yeah, that's actually one of the coolest parts of my job. I spend Mondays sending out commission checks around the world. 5 times a month we pay commission. And it is such a cool part of our job because we know that every one of those commission checks, whether it's a $50 check being earned for the very first time by somebody from Des Moines, Iowa, who now knows, hey, this Cerule thing is actually real and works.
Yeah.
Or a 5-figure check going to one of our top income earners that's paying for their kid to go to a great school. Every one of these checks represents a story in somebody's life, and that is our privilege, that we get to impact people's lives around the world.
I think we're both passionate about changing people's lives, creating a platform and a support system for, as I said before, those that have got a work ethic and a dream. We can make it happen.
Yeah. Well, let's start with the most important one. We're real. Unfortunately, this industry has been polluted by bad actors selling the newest, shiniest objects, and we've all seen this. Grand opening, 5 minutes later, grand closing, time and time again. From the very outset, we've been really focused on profitability because being a profitable company allows us to be stable, it allows us to invest in product, it allows us to expand globally, and it allows us to hire and retain the finest talents in the industry. So we have real products backed by real science, which generate real results. And when that happens, people who buy our product continue to buy our product, which leads to real, sustainable residual income for our IBOs.
And I think one of the most important things for us is that in our early careers in this industry, we saw the world becoming a smaller place. And so we had to have right from the outset a global seamless pay plan, which means that you can enjoy commissions from countries you've never even visited, and you can recruit people globally on the same pay plan with the same messaging in every single one of the 72 countries that we operate in today. And this is important to us because we know that our pay plan will allow somebody to really realize their dreams and their hopes and make a real difference to their lives. Plus, we're the only company in our industry that offers a $1 million bonus to anyone who can create $2 million in group sales. the home of the $1 million bonus. And that's very important to us. But I think our greatest advantage is our flat-out obsession with what we can do to make this company even greater. It's what keeps us awake at night, constantly challenging ourselves, keeping ahead of latest market trends and happenings around the world, keeping our eye on the ball to make sure that what we're doing is relevant in our marketplace today, and giving those associated with Cerule the confidence to know that our obsession with making Cerule number one is evident at every turn we make. And we know that every improvement we make drives someone in the field closer to their dreams, their success, and their goals. And that's why we exist. We do it for every single one of them. Every time I'm asked this question, I think of one word, and that word is leverage. The most valuable resource we have is time, not money. You can spend money and lose money, but still make it back. If you spend time and lose time, it's gone forever. And when I think of all the other opportunities out there to make money, they're always asking for an exchange of your time for money. And to me, that's not really a fair exchange. I mean, you think about it like an Uber driver, for example.
Yeah, I mean, you think you're an Uber driver. If I drive person A from here to there, sure, I've made a couple of bucks, but I've lost that time forever. If I want to make more money, I need to spend more time to go and drive someone from here to there. But you know who has leverage in Uber? Is the owners of Uber. They have the leverage because they have a fleet of Uber drivers that they all make money from without having to invest their time. And Cerule is kind of like that. You could think of it as having a fleet of Cerule drivers, for want of a better word, where you have a team of people globally sharing the news of Cerule, sharing our products and the opportunity, and you get that magical thing, that magical word, leverage. We've always envisioned Cerule as a series of 5-year stages. The first 5 years we knew, having been around long enough, that building a strong foundation is the single most important thing we can do to ensure the longevity of this company. And so we spent the first 5 years ensuring that we built the best possible foundation, from systems to infrastructure, to logistics, to support, to tools that will support massive expansion and growth. In the next 5 years, and is I think the period we see as this mass momentum phase for Cerule.
For sure. I mean, we had a couple of years that COVID slowed us down, but you know, some companies failed during that process, and we emerged. And we emerged stronger than before. It showed that the foundations that we'd created then are resilient, and our plan is to build on that. But our goal for the next 5 years is pretty simple. We want 5 million new customers. We want 1 million new independent business owners at Cerule. We want 10,000 six-figure earners, and we want to help create 1,000 new millionaires. Once Cerule has produced those millionaires, then we'll know we've got a group of like-minded people that can help us do even more philanthropic things in this world. And that's something that we're really, really passionate about. There's a lot of people out there that need our help. And we know that Cerule can reach some of them, but not all of them. With the right people who share a common mindset, we can make a massive difference. Well, we've said it before. If you show up at Cerule with a work ethic and a dream, then you're ideally suited to join the Cerule family. However, and this is a phrase we use often, if you help enough people get what they want, you can't help but get what you want. If that matches your thought process, you're not only ideally suited to join Cerule, you're uniquely suited to soar with Cerule.
And if you're new to the industry, we have all the tools and support and training to make sure you can get off to a fast start. Perhaps you've been in the industry for a while and haven't earned the rewards that you know were justified. Well, we have the timing and the environment for you to really flourish. Perhaps you're an experienced leader who's looking for that one last run to finance that leveraged lifestyle of yours for the rest of time. We can work with you to develop a plan that will support your growth, no matter how aggressive your goals are.
We're open, we're receptive, we're real, and we're here. We're not absent, we're contactable, we're connected, and we are definitely interested in making a difference to your health and your wealth and helping you achieve the dreams that you so long have had. Look forward to seeing you.